as I said, so player, coach, analyst. What's Herm best at? I'm going to say coach. You know why? He has more impact with players and people's lives because he touches people. And a great coach, you know what they do? They leave their hand on your shoulder a little bit longer. And you know what that means? They're trying to connect with you on being a man as you move into life. Some coaches just touch you, and they don't really say anything to you. Some coaches leave a lasting impression with you. That's what you hear Jayden Daniels talking about. Let's bring our friend in here. Enough glazing. I love the guy, and I love the fact that he comes on our program, and here he is right here. Coach Edwards, how you doing?
I'm well, my friend. Thanks for allowing me to be on. You have quite a collection. It's kind of funny when you're talking about collections. I'm looking up at that old Buck helmet, and I can remember when we went to Tampa Bay, and after the first year, there was a big uproar about changing the uniforms, and I really kind of like the orange. I like the old Buccaneers.
I like the creamsicles. I mean,
but
I do, Coach. I like the creamsicles. They're gonna bring him back for the first game, first home game. That's gonna be against the Jets. Game 3, they're gonna have them. I like also too. I see Denver's gonna have the old school. So there's some teams that are gonna be bringing back some of the old school stuff here, and I love it, man. I really do, Coach. Let me start here with Jalen. Why is there so much debate on him when we talk about? Again, Coach, you and I will probably look at lists and go, okay, look at the guy's record, look at the guy's resume, what have you. Why is there you got some people over here with him, you got people over here with him. How do you see Jalen Hurts?
I see him as a great first of all, ambassador for the game of football, how he goes about his work. He's the ultimate professional football player. Look, his father was a coach. He gets it. He gets it. He knows how it's supposed to look, right? He's a guy that's not out there promoting himself, looking for credit for playing quarterback. He just plays the position. I think, when people look at the quarterback in today's world, they look at, how does he throw the ball? How many touchdown passes did he throw? No, can he win? And that's what he does. He wins. I mean, this team's been to the Super Bowl a couple of times now.
Yeah, I mean, over the last 3 years.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Last time I checked, right? And so I just think, he's above all that. He doesn't worry about that. He's the ultimate team guy. I mean, and he is a winning quarterback that can take you to the Super Bowl, and he's done it.
Herm, here's my issue though with some of the comments that people make about it. Okay, so. Coach, do you not agree that organizations let quarterbacks down? Not so much quarterbacks let those organizations down. Let me go here with this. Joe Burrow can't help that the Cincinnati Bengals don't want to spend money with Trey Hendrickson and build that defense up. I mean, what was Buffalo prior to Josh Allen showing up? I mean, here's another example, Coach. Saquon Barkley, second pick overall by the New York Giants. Was a good career, wasn't a great one. Why? Well, the Giants weren't really building a good team around the guy. O-line wasn't good. Quarterback was suspect. The GM made bad moves. Dave Gettleman. I mean, Baker Mayfield goes from Cleveland to the Bucs. And now look at him. He's maybe a $60 million a year. How much of that is on the backs of the organizations that these quarterbacks are asked to have to do much? Whereas Jalen, you got a great football team and a great general manager that's building a team around him.
There's no doubt. And it's funny you mentioned, obviously, Baker Mayfield. I was talking to somebody today. I said, do you realize Baker Mayfield, he threw 41 touchdown passes.
Incredible.
And they said, what did you say, Coach? 41. He threw 41 touchdown passes. So let's just stop and think about that, right? And this Buck team, they're always in it. I get the South is the South. Okay, it's not the strongest division. But the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are a legitimate playoff team. You don't want to play them. They're a hard out. They got a quarterback that, you're right, drafted by Cleveland, and we don't want to get into Cleveland. Cleveland has 6 quarterbacks. I mean, they have so many. They don't have, the quarterback room's not big enough. They're busting out walls trying to get a bigger quarterback room, right?
Right on.
I'm hoping they find the guy, but we'll see. But you're right. I mean, we judge quarterbacks in this sense. Can he get us to where we need to go, right? And we live in this world now. If the guy is not a prolific passer, well, he's no good. Look, back in the day, our era, the running game was what you did. You didn't worry about the quarterback. Quarterback just kind of managed the game, throw a couple touchdown passes. But now it's, can he pass us to a Super Bowl? No. Can the guy win? Can he win? Baker Mayfield is a prime example of that. He goes to Tampa, kind of discarded him, right? Jared Goff, where'd he go? Detroit, kind of discarded him. And all of a sudden, these guys have kind of found their sea legs, and they're talented players. They were first-round picks. There's a reason they were first-round picks, but they're in systems where they can flourish.
Absolutely, Coach. Coach, help me out on this. I played for Jerry, and I know the circus. I know that, he'll tell you, like he said today, I bought the Cowboys on a handshake from Bum Bright. This is how I do business. And I know that he takes players aside going, hey, look, we really like you. We're going to do this. We're going to try to extend you here, because Jerry likes to wear all of that. Now, obviously, this stuff has become very public here. What's your take on the Cowboys right now and how they're handling the Michael Parsons situation?
Well, here's the Cowboys. Right, wrong, or different, Jerry is a salesman. He promotes
Barnum.
He promotes the Cowboys. You can't go on radio. I go on the Worldwide Leader, any station, and the Cowboys are always in the news. They stay in the news. He's a great marketer. He gets it. Everybody talks about the Cowboys every day, and it doesn't matter their record. They're going to talk about the Cowboys. We just talk about the Cowboys. When I go back to the Worldwide Leader, I'm going this weekend. And as soon as I walk in, I'm going, when are we going to talk about the Cowboys? Because we're going to talk about them, right? Now it's Parsons. And I'm sitting here going, do you guys think Jerry's going to let this guy walk?
No way.
He ain't walking. He's not walking. But here's where Jerry's frustration comes in. As much as we, talk about Jerry and the Cowboys, his frustration is here. And I kind of agree a little bit. He pays his star players. Dan, you look in playoff competition, look at the star players' numbers.
Yep.
Not very good.
Yep. And
this is why in the playoffs, they go home early. Their star players don't have, Parsons, even you look at him in playoffs. Sacks, quarterback hits.
Yeah.
It's just, hey, you look at all the stars, and I'm going, guys, you got to show up in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's why you make all the money, to win playoff games.
That's right. Absolutely. Okay, I want you to tell people in Philadelphia this. Why won't Jayden Daniels have a sophomore slump year?
Well, first of all, I credit Cliff Kingsbury, his OC. See, Cliff was in Arizona when I was at Arizona State.
Oh.
He saw Jayden play every game.
I didn't realize. That's right.
So when they drafted him, I started laughing. I said, they got the right guy. You got the right guy. Cliff Kingsbury played for me at one time with the Jets. Right? When we ran out of all those quarterbacks, I brought him up, and he was like,
that's right. He's a Texas Tech guy.
Texas Tech, right? Guns up, Texas Tech, guns up. And so Cliff, when he went there, and I can remember, visiting with him, and they asked me, what about Jayden? I said, if he's sitting there, you better pick him. Just pick him. And Cliff knows how to build this offense around Jayden's skill set. Jayden's smart. He's not satisfied with what he did last year. I'm just telling you, I've been around the kid. Kid played, I had him since he was 17 years old. He played for me, before he went to LSU. And when I left, he went to LSU. But will the numbers be the same? I don't know that. But I do know this. He's looking to have a better year. He's excited about this season. He hears all the noise. He don't pay attention, but he hears it. And he's like, hey, man, this is how we play. I talked to him. Last year, I talked to him almost every Saturday before he played. And he's just very calm. He has a way of going about things. The game is not too big for him. He can hear all the noise about we all went through it. You went through it. I went through it. That second year is always the toughest year.
Absolutely.
And people don't realize because you put so much pressure on yourself as a player. You do because you want to do better than you did last year. I can remember that my first year. I played, I started, my second year, boy. And finally, Dick Vermeil walked up to me about the fourth game. He said, you just got to relax. Just play. Don't try to do too much. Let the game come to you. And I'm pretty sure Jayden will be excited about playing. Look, expectations are out of the roof for this Washington team, right? And he knows that. But at the end, just play within your skill set, and he'll be fine.
Do you think he's a top 5 quarterback now?
Oh.
Hopefully we get Coach back here.
He's played 1 year. Top 5, close. You say top 10, yes. Top 5,
wow.
Top 5. Because you don't want to
yeah,
I want to put him there, but I'm like, wait a minute. There's Josh Allen, there's Mahomes, there's Joe Burrow, there's some guys, look. So, but is he a winning quarterback? Is he your franchise quarterback? Yeah. Can you win a Super Bowl with him? Yeah.
Coach, I got the Washington Commanders winning the East this year.
They might.
I mean,
they beat the Eagles. That's the only Eagle loss in the division was against.
I like Adam Peters. I think they've done a nice job in upgrading. People would say that they're too old, some of the players, but I think Tunsil, man, I still think he's a top 5, top 6 tackle in the game, and that was one of the weak spots.
Yeah, look, and the thing about Jayden, and I used to tell him this when I had him, when it goes bad, when a play is when it's breaking down, make it right. That's what you tell great players, make it right.
Absolutely.
I tell the guys on defense, great defensive players, you're a great defensive player. Hey, man, I put you in a bad call, make it right. Just make it right.
I love how you do it. Couple questions here, 2 last questions here for you. Coach, what are you expecting in Pittsburgh with Rodgers?
Well, the Rodgers is there for one reason, to win playoff games.
Right, Coach, Tomlin is going to win 9 games, whether it's
every year. He's going to win 9 or 10 games every year. He's about to break the Pittsburgh Steelers win record.
That's
right.
crazy.
No one even would have thought that would ever happen.
Never.
Right? And he's about to do that. So he can win 10 games. He can get in the playoffs. Problem they have, they're in a pretty good division.
Yep.
Right. With the Ravens, with Cincinnati. All right. Cleveland's trying to figure out. And Pittsburgh. So Aaron Rodgers is there when they get into the playoffs. That's when it really counts. Aaron Rodgers, you got to play big, man. And Aaron Rodgers wants to end his career playing in playoff games, trying to get back to a Super Bowl. That's why he went to Pittsburgh.
I like that, Coach. Finally here, the Rams. How much of a threat do you think the Rams are to the Eagles in the NFC this year?
They're a threat. Matthew Stafford, boy, I tell you what now. Woo. 15th season. Look, his clock's ticking too.
Yep.
His window's about to run out. He knows it. But this offense is dynamic. You worry about the back end of their defense some, the secondary at times,
Yep.
But other than that, they're a solid football team. I mean, they know how to win. They got a veteran quarterback. Matthew Stafford, fourth quarter comebacks. He's one of the best that's ever played the game, right? He fourth quarter doesn't. He's like a Captain America, Tom Brady. Fourth quarter, give me the ball. Joe Montana, fourth quarter, give me the ball.
Coach, finally. Coach, let me do this last one here. Did you enjoy coaching more, or did you enjoy coaching more or playing?
Not even close. Playing. Not even close.
Not even close.
Not even close. I tell guys all the time. Hey man, if I can return, I'm coming back as a player. It's not even close. I mean, I love coaching. I love developing players. I loved all that. But at the end of the day, man, I want to get my feet in the dirt, man, and go play. I want to play, man. Hey, you know that. There ain't nothing like
I'm
playing.
with you, man. Oh,
It ain't even close. It's not even close.
People asked me the other day, they go, do you enjoy doing what you're doing for the last 30 years in broadcasting?
Yeah.
Versus what? The 7 years I played pro ball? And they go like this. I go, give me a cane and let me have my limp, and I'll go back and do that thing all over again. I have no problem with it.
People don't realize, how blessed we were. Oh. Now, you were talented enough, and God gave me a little bit of talent, and we didn't waste it. And we were able to do something that people dream about doing when you're a kid, playing sandlot football and watching it. I'm going to be every kid thinks, I'm going to be a pro. And you realize it's very difficult, right? Yeah. And for you to do it as long as you did, and I was fortunate to do it as long as I did, 10 seasons, it's like people don't realize, man, you know what's great about football? This is the greatest thing about football. I say it all the time. It's the huddle.
Oh, yeah.
It's getting in the huddle with your teammates, man.
Absolutely.
Right? You look at those guys. They're from all different walks of life. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. You walk in the huddle, and you know what? It's like us 11 guys, man. Come on. And you don't want to let those guys down. People don't realize I missed the huddle.
Hey.
I remember when I was coaching, when I started coaching, when I was an assistant coach, starting Kansas City, whatever, I'd make sure every day, I was an assistant coach, and the players just say, Herm, why do you always come in the huddle? I said, I just want to feel it, man.
Hey.
I just want to feel the huddle.
Hey, I you know what? My huddles were so great. And get this, not the game huddles, but the practice huddles when everyone's in there. And coach, we're Jimmy Johnson's here, Dave Wanstad's here.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here, I got my head down. We're in a practice. And all of a sudden, you hear Jimmy. Jimmy walks in and goes, smells like a brewery in here. And I'm going like, that's him.
Right. But
that stuff or that in the locker room too, Coach?
Yeah, it's the whole thing. I tell people all the time, I'm fortunate enough to go out and do some public speaking at times in corporate things. And I say, you know what? The thing about life is like football in this sense. Who's in your huddle?
Yeah.
Pick the right people to be in your huddle.
No matter what the job is.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Who's in your huddle? That's all I want to know. When you look at someone's huddle, you can say, okay. Tells a lot about a person. Who do you allow in the huddle?
That's great. Coach, you're on Saturday on ESPN?
Yeah, I'm leaving out of here tomorrow to California. I'm Friday, Saturday, Sunday, man. They're getting ready to work me.
Let's go. That's right. Big games this weekend. Coach, I love you very much. Thank you for doing this always. You are so kind to me. Every single time you get an opportunity, you do it. Thank you very much.
God bless, brother. Anytime. You know that. See you later.
Thank you, Coach. That is
All
Coach Herm Edwards, man. Man, do I love having him on the program. He's such a great guy. It really is true. It's about the huddle. Who do you have in your huddle? What kind of people do you have to surround yourself? That you know what? That's funny that he said that, because I got very select few people in my huddle. By the way, Xander's in my huddle. He is. I got very few people in that huddle in my life. My aunt's in it. My daughter, my wife, they're in it. I've got very few folks in my huddle. I keep it that way, though. I don't want too many opinions. I want the right opinions. That's how I look, and that's how I've always done it. I mean, to me, that's how you're supposed to do it. All right, guys, let's pay some bills here. Guys have been great. Please hit that like button. Do me a favor, guys. Make sure you check out the #1 injury law firm in all of America, and that is Morgan & Morgan. No doubt about it. With over $30 billion recovered for families across the country, the #1 thing they do is what? They defend families who have been injured. It's why they're the #1 injury law firm in the world. Not just America, but in the world. Folks, for more, go to forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. That's forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. And do me a favor, you tell them Big Sil sent you.